Good morning, and welcome to the MetaPhy Podcast.
Let's go!
Good morning. How are all you witch bitches doing this fine morning? It's been some crazy, things have actually settled down a little bit, if you ask me. The sun has settled down a little bit. That last full moon, though, it was a bit trying, to say the least. But we all got through it. We've had a couple of time jumps the last couple of months. We all survived. Here we are, making the best and moving forward. So this is my new podcast. I think I'll be releasing them every Friday is what my plan is. In the spirit of the consistent schedule. If you follow me, and as you know, I'm having issues with consistency in my schedule. But that's okay. We're on top of it now. It's okay. We're gonna make it work. So we're just gonna just to give you an idea of what this is gonna be about. It's gonna be about everything. It's not about any one specific thing. I'll be bringing on people of different paths. We're gonna talk about my quantum stuff a lot. In fact, that's what we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about quantum magic and what exactly that is. We're just going to do all kinds of stuff. We're going to have fun, and we're going to learn. We're going to be open-minded, and, we're just going to do our thing. So as you guys know, I just recently released my second book, The Quantum Awakening. It kind of goes with my first book, which is The Quantum Witch, okay? The Quantum Witch is specifically geared toward witches and magic, and it hopefully is going to help you understand how your magic works. Here's the thing. If you don't understand how something works, can you truly make that thing work? That's my theory. That's my opinion. Now, do you need to be a quantum physicist? No, you don't. You don't need to be a quantum physicist, okay? But I do believe that you need to understand the basic concepts, okay? That's all I strive to do, is to introduce the basics to people so that they know why distance healing works. They know why Reiki works. They know how it is their candle spell that they're doing in New York can reach the target they're aiming for in California. You see what I'm saying? So that's all I'm here to do. Is to introduce the basics to you. Now we'll kind of go in a little further into the basics. But one thing that I did want to tell you is how, I tell you, a lot of times, most of the time actually, I am asked how I got into this quantum magic thing. And my first answer is the CIA Gateway Report, the CIA papers. That is what got me interested and made me realize magic isn't just an imaginary thing. It isn't just our imagination, okay? It's a real, quantifiable process, phenomena, okay? The Gateway Report, the CIA Gateway Report, they released this in September of 2003, and you can get on the internet. Just put in PDF CIA Gateway Report. It'll pop up. You can print it out yourself. It's 29 pages. Now, this report was written June of 1983. Okay? So this is work done back in the 80s. I was still in high school. I think in 83 I was a sophomore in high school. Okay? That's how long this has been going on. The Gateway Report probably crossed my path somewhere between 2013 2015. Okay? And that's when it finally crossed my path, and I looked into it and was reading it and was like, wow, this is not just, up to that point. And I think most of us who practice, up to that point, you literally run on faith. You literally run on faith in that this is going to work. You don't know how to explain the things that happen, the phenomenon that happened to you. People think you're crazy if you talk about it. Okay? That's how I lived my life. I was fine up until the 8th grade, and at the 8th grade is when I discovered, oh, everyone thinks I'm nuts. Yeah, so, and up until I read this report, which spawned me on a mission at that point. It was just a domino effect at that point. As I read that report, I realized this is quantifiable. This is real. Okay, this is real energy. So that is what got me started on this quantum path, so to speak. And then in the last, I'm going to say 3 years is when I really started developing this quantum metaphysics, quantum occultism, for lack of a better word for it. So I've been developing that. That is what I continue to learn and continue to develop and teach. Because here's the thing, and this report confirms the fact that regardless of your path, okay, maybe it's voodoo, maybe it's hoodoo, maybe it's granny magic, maybe it's candle magic, maybe it's crystal magic, maybe you're a green witch, maybe necromancy. It doesn't matter. Literally does not matter. The quantum applies. The quantum explains how you're doing your magic. And that is what the greatest thing is about this subject and this path. And that's the fact that no matter what it is you're practicing, it all boils down to the same science. It all boils down to the same numbers. And that's, to me, that's the greatest thing about learning this subject. But I have a few websites I wanted to introduce you to. And I wanted to briefly read to you an excerpt out of these papers. And this is in the introduction. Paradoxically, having gone to such great lengths to avoid trying to render judgments based on an occult or dogmatic frame of reference, in the end, I found it necessary to return, at least briefly, to the question of the impact of the gateway experience on common belief systems. I did so because although it was essential to avoid attempting to render an assessment in the context of such systems, I felt that it was necessary, having completed the analysis, to point out that the resulting conclusions do not do any violence to the fundamental mainstream of either Eastern or Western belief systems. Unless that point is clearly established, the danger exists that some people will reject the whole concept of the gateway experience in the mistaken belief that it contradicts and is therefore alien to all that they hold to be right and true. It applies to everyone. That's what he was saying. Doesn't matter if you're Christian. Doesn't matter if you're a witch. It doesn't matter if you're a yoga instructor, a meditation instructor. Doesn't matter what you are. Maybe you're none of those. Maybe you're none of the above. It's still something you can do, and it still applies to you. Okay, so let's get moving forward. I got some websites here that I wanted to turn you on to. So let's take a look at what I got on the desktop, okay? So the first website I wanted to bring your attention to is Popular Mechanics. Now, Popular Mechanics has been around for years. All of us are familiar with Popular Mechanics. And they did an article in May of just this year, in 2023. Scientists think space-time may have come from magic. And here's the thing, that it's taken 20 years. Okay, it's taken 20 years because that report was released in 2003, okay? And over the last few years especially, okay, the physics world, and I don't know how else to express that field, okay, has just exploded with here is what we know, okay, and this leads to articles like this. So scientists think space-time may have come from magic. Scientists believe that space-time may have emerged in part from a quantum property. They are now referring to magic as a quantum property. Do you understand what that means? Do you understand what that means? Magic describes how hard a quantum state is to simulate on a regular computer. Okay, according to a press release, the researchers' work provides the first direct link between the quantum property of magic and the chaotic nature of black holes. It's amazing. It's amazing. It is amazing. And it goes on talking about the layers, the quarks, the Higgs bosons. It's just, again, Popular Mechanics, May of 2023. Scientists think space-time may have come from magic. Get on there and read the article. It's amazing. It is amazing, okay? Another article I want to bring your attention to is the newscientist.com. Newscientist.com. Quantum magic tricks shows reality is what you make it. Despite quantum theory's knack for explaining experimental results, some physicists have found its weirdness too hard to swallow. You know what? That's always gonna be. I think we've got another good 20 years of that. Honestly, I do. Just like the latest alien reveal. You know, it's no secret. Everybody on the face of this planet understands there's aliens. Okay? And they're here. The government had a hearing. It's all been settled, right? I think this will happen as well on this subject, on this, okay? I think dogma runs deep. Okay? You have a certain generation of people that they're gonna have to pass. They're gonna have to move on. The timeline has to do a jump. Okay? And I think it's happening. I think we see articles like this, and it proves that it's happening. We just need to be patient. Uh, you know, Einstein himself delved into this. Thomas Edison himself delved into this. Thomas Edison was trying to devise a spirit comm device in order to record spirit conversations from the other side. Okay? This study has been going on forever. But what's happening is science can't turn a blind eye anymore. Okay? I think this report, the Gateway report, is what really threw the subject into the front line of everything. It's a fascinating book. So I hope you get it. I hope you take a look at it. I am doing classes in January. Not on this book though. The classes that I'll be doing in January are on this book. I am going to add the witchy classes later, but we're going to start out with just the quantum theory for everyday people, everyday life. Quantum life mastery. It's a real thing. It's something you really can do. It's something you really can learn and practice. So, anyway, that's all I'm going to talk about today. This is episode 1. I'm going to make it short. I'm going to make it sweet. But here's what I do ask you to do. Is down in the comments, I want you to like and subscribe, first off. And then down in the comments, give me some ideas. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to learn about? Okay? Give me some ideas for the podcast. I'm going to be searching around for temporary co-hosts to come in and talk about things. So, anyway, keep on witching and go kick some ass today. Love ya.